Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and giant-sized X-Men with Fantomex. I haven't liked a single one of these giant-sized X-Men books before. However, I'm starting to see the giant-sized X-Men books are actually going to, or hopefully are going to tie in with each other. It still doesn't mean that they're great. As single issues, it does not mean that they're great. They're actually really booty. This one, however, was one of the least booty ones, probably the least booty of them so far, all right? Because there was a lot to tie in. And this was actually kind of fun. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, let's get talking about who made this comic book. We'll talk about the book itself. And a potential new character in here if I knew Fantomex a little bit better. Jonathan Hickman does story and words. Rod Reese doing the story and art. VC's Ariana Maher doing the letters. Tom Mueller doing the design. Cover art by Rod Reese. And E.M. Geist does the variant cover. Jay Bowen on production. Jonathan Hickman is indeed the head of X. And this issue is called The World because that's where Fantomex goes to. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the concept of the X-Men. So we see Fantomex hanging out with the Howling Commandos, and he's bringing them into the world. And he really just needs them as a distraction because he's trying to go in and talk to this little boy who may or may not be his twin. Yeah. A cloned twin. Yeah, you just piqued my interest. So the boy's like, no, I'm going to stick around. So then Fantomex goes and talks with the Hellfire Club. Says, hey, you guys come and help me out? And he needs to use them as a distraction too, 10 years later. So every decade, he keeps grabbing a new bunch of suckers and then bringing them into and saying, you know, I'll promise you this and this and this. And, you know, just come in and you can look at this stuff. And yeah. So, hey. Just so you can go in and ask, hey, are you ready to leave? And each time the kid says no. Now, the last time is a little bit freaky because I don't know what exactly is going on, but I'm not here to start giving spoilers for everything. What I will say is that the Jean Grey and Emma Frost giant-size X-Men, where it should have really been Storm, I guess there will be a Storm one at some point, where we found out that Storm actually has a techno-organic virus infection in her. Fantomex needs to go into the world. They're asking Fantomex to help us out with this, and maybe the world has the answers. Now, what I didn't see in this was Eva, which kind of breaks my heart because I really liked Eva in this. What I also didn't see in a giant-size X-Men Fantomex one-shot is finding out what's going on, like how is Fantomex back? Is he even paying attention to the idea that, I think it was Charles Soule, but I don't remember. Maybe it was Matt Rosenberg. Somebody went and made it so that the body that Professor X now has is actually Fantomex's. The mind stayed off in like the astral plane and stuff like that. I guess none of that really matters at this point because the body is someplace and they can always just resurrect him like out of wherever it is that he was. But if the soul really was someplace, I don't know. Is that ever going to come back? I guess just the idea like everybody's resurrected now and all this stuff that happened in the past doesn't matter. That I was not a particularly big fan of. I don't think it would have taken more than like 2 panels worth of dialogue at best or at worst to explain that away. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy explanation to me and something that we as fans would probably want to know, but I mean, what do I know? I thought this book was actually pretty good. There was a lot of action, a lot of fun. Fantomex was freaking hysterical in here. I always thought he was supposed to have a French accent. Apparently it's Flemish now. I'm okay with that. I thought that this was fun. I enjoyed this book. Do you need this book? No. You absolutely do not need this book. Nothing happened in this book that is detrimental to the rest of your Hoxpox / Dawn of X / preceding Ten of Swords stuff. So these different miniature eras that we're in with the X-Men, this has nothing to do with any of them. It just is. However, I'm hoping that they're going to do a trade paperback of all of the giant-size X-Men books because that would make a lot of sense if they did. Because it's pretty evident to me that this is where that story is going to be told, and for the most part, not anyplace else. So boom, you now have all the information I have. I will talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Like the video. Class dismissed.